Yo, 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 what's going on, people? We're back right now, yeah. Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne and conversation, banter before get bed. Drunk with Jay. Don't forget to look at TJ Radio, all social media platforms. Yeah, my back hurts, man. I did that crate challenge, man. My back hurts, so apologies, people. But yeah, man, we're here with the financial guru, Dom, man.
Thank you for having me.
How you feeling, man?
Good. It's been a busy day, but I'm feeling good. I didn't do the crate challenge, like so my back isn't hurting me.
Dom, I'm one of those minorities keeping up with the Joneses, man.
I'm tempted to give it a go, but I've been watching some other people to see, what can I improve on? What's the crate that causes the most difficulty?
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm investing some crates, man.
Apparently they're selling for like £3 a pop. Crates are pricey.
Oh, so genuine question, man. I'll say to everyone when they come on the show, how are you feeling mentally, man? Because again, what happened last year, the whole pandemic and the whole lockdown.
Good question. Mentally, I feel actually quite positive because I think with pandemics and recessions and the knock-on impacts of what happens with any like disruption in the economy, there's always opportunity.
Big
so
facts.
I've tried to like, despite the whole world being a mess, you know, and lives being lost and people going through financial difficulty, I've always tried to look for, all right, well, is there any opportunity here? So opportunity could be to spend more time with my family. Is there any opportunity to do more DIY things around the house that I've on the list, but you just haven't done them because you're busy? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand.
That one was relatable. Yeah, I see you. Is there any opportunity to invest? Is there any opportunity to go and, you know, invest in a course or learn a skill online? So I've been a bit positive because I wanted to learn video editing.
Okay.
And I know it wouldn't make me any money straight away, but I've just been interested in like how to edit videos, especially with, you know, my YouTube channel. Yeah, so I learned, I've enrolled on a course, and everyone thinks, oh, you only do things that are directly related to money, but I generally enjoy like creating things. So I've done a course and I went on Udemy. I spent £45 and I said, since I'm indoors and I can't party and do things that I would usually do, hey, on Saturday I'll do that. And I downloaded the Monopoly app. I was playing Monopoly with my boys and we were gambling and stuff, playing Monopoly and just having a bit of banter. Then we were on Zoom chats and just trying to keep each other like happy and that had banter and had jokes. So in answering your question, instead of being down, I tried to think, what can I do now? Like, how do I adapt? That makes sense. And I learned that from a book I read years ago called Who Moved My Cheese?
Who's the author?
I can't remember the author.
Oh,
I knew you were going to ask. I can't remember the author's name, but it basically said that you just need to adapt in life when things don't go according to plan. So yeah, I've handled it reasonably well. Of course, I've been down at sometimes like, I miss my friends, or I want to see my family, or I want to travel, and I'm being restricted, or I can't be bothered because of all of the things you got to go through to, you know, and you're not supposed to see your family because they're vulnerable. Some of them are older. So of course I've been like a bit down and feel restricted and mentally just feel a bit like, some days can't be bothered, need a change of environment. I'm human, you know.
Yeah.
For the most part, I've said no, snap out of it, be positive. What else can you do? Yeah. How about yourself?
Me, I'm calm. I was working during the whole lockdown, innit? I'm always been working in it, So there were scary times. The first lockdown, innit? Like it was like a ghost town. Like it was like the end of the world kind of thing. I've never seen anything like that before in my life. I don't think we might not see anything like that again. I don't know. But you said something about Monopoly, very underrated board game. I think it's probably the best board game, but it's very underrated game in general. But again, I'm the kind of guy, I do steal from the bank, I'll be honest. And I like to chill in jail.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to pause and just let your money just come in.
Yes.
That's what I learned from Monopoly, is it? Sometimes just chill, relax, watch everyone speed past.
Yes.
Got your own pace, run your own race, innit?
Yes.
But I've never completed actually a game of Monopoly. I've never seen anyone actually go bankrupt.
No?
Not yet. No.
Oh, okay.
It's a long game. It's a very long game, Monopoly.
Very long game.
It's a very long game. So let's get a backstory. Whereabouts are you from then?
So I was born in England.
Okay.
And then when I was 6, my mom got married and we moved to Jamaica. We migrated straight to Montego Bay.
Okay.
Yeah. And we grew up in that area called Granville, which was actually, start again. We moved to Trelawney, which is a parish in Jamaica.
Who's famous from there?
Oh, man. Oh, you're going to ask that. Who's famous from there? Well, Usain Bolt.
Okay then.
I think his family are from Trelawney. He's
Okay
a country
then.
boy. I think so. Anyone correct me if I'm wrong. But I think definitely Usain Bolt. I'm 90% sure Usain Bolt's from Trelawney. And then Granville was basically an area in Trelawney. And I grew up there, and then we moved to just rented accommodation down the road. And then my mom wanted to buy land and build, and you know, the Caribbean dream, right? Yeah, so we did that. Basically, when I was young, just grew up as a country boy, just a country you know, had a stringy mango tree in the back garden, breadfruit tree.
Goats and
like literally just normal life, guinea tree. Used to just eat fruits, mess about, ride bicycles. When it rained, we had a zinc roof, so you know, as it rained, you hear the noise.
Yeah,
the
ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
So I honestly grew up as a country boy. Still very much so a country youth. And then, moved into St. James, like the border, area called Greenwood, which is near Lilliput, near Rose Hall. And as you go into Moore Bay, like, you know, the nicer parts, if that makes sense. So, moved there, and then went primary school, secondary school, college.
Wait, did you have the proper English accent when you was younger?
Nah.
You had the
It's like, because I grew up there.
Oh, okay then, okay.
It just came out of me.
Yeah, okay.
But I think because I'm born British.
Yeah.
I feel like I can do. I would say best of both worlds. My friends in Jamaica, they laugh at me because they say, "Nah, you're back to your British self." But when I'm back home or on the phone with them or listening to music and popcorn's playing, cartels playing, I'm fully Jamaican. But yeah, depending on who I'm talking to, I will, you know what I mean, switch and adapt. You get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, so I grew up in Yard. Did all my exams out there. Basically, I went there when I was in grade 3. So if you remember when you were grade 3, you were 6. So all my childhood memories are Jamaica. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I know more of the Jamaican culture than the British because I had to learn the national anthem, the national heroes. I was basically buying juicy beef patties when they were like $10 and buying bag juice for lunchtime. You know what I mean? Then
wait, quick question. Growing up in Jamaica, was there loads of Chinese people then? There?
Chinese people.
Yeah, Chinese people.
Yeah. So since I've been growing up there, I mean, Chinese people and Asian people.
Okay.
Like coolie.
Yeah.
But higher class coolie.
Yeah.
They would own like the jewelry shops.
Okay.
They would own the Chinese people would own the haberdasheries, like the off license.
Okay then.
They would own some of the commercial buildings. So very similar to, you know, they take over when it comes to accumulation of assets and real generational wealth.
I just want to know when the flood of them came over to Jamaica.
When I couldn't tell you.
Oh, okay. I thought
I'd be making it up if I told you.
Okay.
Giving accurate, because I don't know. I haven't studied like that part of Jamaica.
I understand.
But I know there was an influx of them definitely in 2000, especially with the roads. So you probably know that. But in terms of like the investors who have like pretty much taken over like the hospitality industry and like own the hotels, that wave came in like 2000 as well.
Okay.
But I don't know enough to talk about it, so I'll be doing an injustice trying to explain on radio. But yeah, they're definitely dominant in Jamaica. But I mean, I think even them being there, I think there's definitely benefit as well because they employ a lot of people. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
I've heard different, but you've lived there, so
there's pros and cons.
Okay, I've heard differently, innit?
What have you heard?
I heard like they employ their own. That's what I heard.
Managerial.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah.
Okay then. And also, I have to be a bit racist a little bit. Was you fast at running?
Was I fast at running?
Yeah.
I wasn't fast because I used to only do cricket, football, and golf and windsurfing. Those were my sports.
Okay.
So I didn't do track and field.
Oh, okay then.
So I didn't assess if I was fast.
The reason why, because Jamaica clean up in the Olympics, innit? That's
why.
So
I knew you were going to come with that banner. I knew where you were coming.
After you, innit?
Yeah, but I don't know. I should have probably checked. You know what I mean? You never know. See what these legs got in them, bro.
So you were growing up in Jamaica, having fun.
Yeah.
With mum's family. Then
yeah.
From there, when did you come back to England then?
Came back 2007 for good.
Okay. Did you want to come back?
No. No, I did not want to come back. No.
Okay, someone that hasn't been to Jamaica like myself, where would you advise someone to go first place to go to visit Jamaica?
Montego Bay. That's my home.
And why is that though? Why would you say that's the first place?
Something about the air. As you come out of Sanctus International Airport, the way when you land and the warmth just wraps around you, it just feels just so good. Plus the things that you can do in Moore Bay, it's just amazing. So alright, let me put it this way. So you come out, down the road you've got a place called Bottom Road or the Hip Strip. There you got Margaritaville, you've got Doctor's Cave Beach, which is a beautiful beach, like reasonably priced if you want to buy drinks and liquor, food, that sort of thing. Then you've got Dead End, which is on that same strip, which is a nice place to just cool off, not as touristy, but just a great vibe. Then you've got PL1, which is amazing for Friday nights, for like a party type, environment. And then you can go there as well midday and have lunch. And then it's an hour away from Negril, which is another area in Jamaica, which has got 7 miles of white sandy beaches. Then it's also, Montego Bay is also an hour and 20 minutes away from Ochi, which is another tourist destination. But in terms of being a central location, I think it's obviously the second largest city in Jamaica. So Kingston's number 1. But it's perfect because, as I said, Negril's an hour away, and Ochi is also an hour and 20 away. But in Montego Bay, there's so much still to do anyway. Do you know what I mean? So I think for a base, as a tourist, I would say Montego Bay first, Negril second, Ochi third, Kingston fourth. Kingston's not really city. I mean, there's no beaches or anything like that. It's city centre. Okay. You have to go down to what's it called again, where everyone goes out on the boats? I can't remember now. Maiden Key or something like that, where everyone goes on boats and stuff, and like all the artists, Leon Bailey, Vibes Carter when he was free,
free
and
vibes,
free vibes, and all the other artists, Idonia and all of them, and Usain Bolt. They take out boats and go out Maiden Key. But if you want to go to Jamaica, I would say Montego Bay. I'm biased though because I grew up there.
Growing up, would you say you was wealthy then, or would you say you was middle class, working class?
No, my family were definitely working class, but they pushed themselves into middle class.
Okay then.
That's because based on some of the criteria to become middle class, they definitely managed to tick those. So if you just, standard things like my mom didn't go university, but she later on in life, she got a diploma. My mom didn't own a home in Jamaica. She rented first, but then she bought land and built a house, and she's, mortgage free on her home. So she moved from working class based on her earnings, based on her qualifications, and then also being able to own land and invest in Jamaica. She pushed herself up into that middle class bracket, and that's just based on, if you just go online and work out the criteria to become middle class. She fit in that box later on in life. But when we moved there, definitely not. For a few years, for probably all the way till I was about 13.
Okay then.
It was when I was 13, I saw my mom and stepdad at the time, build a lovely house and invest in another property. And I started to understand, oh wow, they've got tenants. Like what's going on here? Or my mom started to work with her friends in this country and help them invest as well. I started to realize that that this is different. My mom was in the Gleaner for being an amazing interior designer. But when we got there at first, we were just normal Joe Blogs. We actually lived at my mom's friend's house for a few years. For like 3 years, we lived out in Granville before we moved to Mr. Christian's house, which was rented accommodation. No, seriously.
Yeah.
So all the way till I was about 9, we lived just in country. Then we moved to a rented accommodation, and then she bought land, and her and my stepdad built some house. So it was, for a while, we were just normal.
Okay, do you remember the first thing you saw, or the first wealthy thing that you saw growing up then?
To define wealthy.
Okay, my different types of wealth is pretty different from yours. A mansion is a wealth to me. That's a wealth.
Okay.
I wasn't exposed to a mansion young as I was only exposed to it on TV. That's why that's why Will Smith is arguably one of my favorite people all time, because I learned a lot of lessons from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
That's what I never had that Uncle Phil, isn't it? But the lessons I learned from Prince of Bel-Air helped me through life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I just want to know, in terms of, would you say that was your wake up call with your mum then, renting out properties then?
Yes and no. So I think my wake up call mainly was from just seeing what was going on around me.
Okay.
Because my mom was an interior designer, she was a painter / interior designer. I started to realize that, wow, there's a lot of opportunity out here. She would network with people who were in property. I would see people do developments, and I would see people who were just black men owning 30 townhouses. And I'm like, what? There's black men that do this? Like, what? So that's one benefit of growing up in Jamaica, that you can, you can see the same black man who you will see, loading people in cars at the taxi stand, or being a garbage cleaner, or being a builder. And there's another black man out there who owns property, or the prime minister's black. You know what I'm trying to say? So, you can be anything. So I think that helped me, because from young I realized I can do whatever I want to do. Hope. There's no limit. Yeah, there's no limitation. I go down the road, I go on site with my mom when she picks me up from school. I remember my mom picked me up from school one time. I was in my khaki uniform, and after school I went to a site with her before we went home. It was from Montego Bay, driving back to where we lived in Greenwood. She stopped in Ironshaw, a nice area. Man had 20 houses. And I was at the age where I could understand what was going on. So I'm thinking, how did he afford that? And mom said, for a loan from the bank. I was like, they lent him money. So I started to understand what's going on. And then when I got older, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And that's when I realized, you can use the bank's money to make money. A mortgage is debt, but if the property keeps going up in value and you clear the debt, you got maybe 300k or 500k sitting there. Do you know what I mean? But in terms of mansions and all this stuff, I don't think it was like seeing my mom's house being built, or seeing houses being built, which said, this is wealth. Because I started to realize when I started to educate myself that it's subjective. Because if you sell a house in London right now, let's say a 3-bed semi-detached house that you have in Brockley, that house might be worth 500,000. And that's a modest house. But you sell that house now, go to Atlanta, you'll get a house with maybe a swimming pool.
Big facts.
You get what I'm trying to say?
I've got family in Atlanta.
You get what I'm trying to say? But in London, in Brockley, or actually not even that, if you just sell your house in London and go Birmingham, right? Just go up the road. Just go 3 hours up the road.
Shout out to my friends in Perry Bar.
Yeah. Just go up the road, yeah? Or just drive further. Go Newcastle. I dare you. Go on Rightmove and type in 2-bed or 3-bed. Yeah. Up to 600,000. See what you get. You might get a mansion. Needs some work. It might need some work, but you might get a mansion.
Big facts.
You get what I'm trying to say? So it's subjective. The whole wealth conversation. Because you speak to some people in Jamaica, they'll say they're wealthy because they're happy, they got their family, their peace of mind.
Big facts.
But you speak to people in England, they got a 18 plate. Oh no, I'm not doing the damn thing, It's not 21 plate.
Yeah,
bro, your car's fresh.
But we live. London's capitalist, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then plus as well, growing up music videos.
Yes.
Footballers.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
People aren't content.
True. Everyone wants more. That's what it is, and everyone wants more, innit?
Yeah, man.
So, what was your first ever job then?
Oh man, first ever job. It's mad because my first job was a business. I ran a business first.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
What was it doing?
Yeah, I put on parties in Montego Bay. Yeah. Yeah, so there's an area.
Promoter.
Yeah. So basically, when I was in college, Montego Bay ComC, I was putting on events. So once again, I got lucky because I said my mom put herself on. And because she was a painter, it opened doors.
Yeah.
She painted a man who owned a club.
Okay.
So I was like, nah. I was like, it was called The Brewery. Shout out to Robert Joseph. She painted the club, and the club could hold 500 people. There wasn't no rules about under 16, under 18. None of that was going on in Jamaica, innit? So me and my boys put on an event.
Was it successful?
It was successful.
Okay.
They still do events now.
Okay.
If you check out Antidote Entertainment right now, or you just at one of my boys right now on Instagram, at I Am Stefan Chad or at Rashan B. Jabari or Kingpin, they basically put on big events in Montego Bay and also Negril and Kingston. They do big events. But at about 16, I was putting on events. So my first taste of entrepreneurship and making money was from putting on events. We had like 500 people show up to the brewery, a mixture of college students and secondary school kids as well, come in. We had a simple commercial arrangement where they would own the bar. We would only make money off tickets. We had sponsors. We honestly done it like professionally. We had sponsors. We charged people to come in. We had tickets and leaflets printed in Miami and shipped over. Yeah. And then when I came to England, I got a job.
What's your job in England?
So my first job in England, my first job in England was as a gardener. I was up these sides. Yeah, £45 a day. I got it through Gumtree.
Okay.
Yeah, and then after that, my next job was at Baron John, which is a clothes store in Croydon, which I think is shut down now.
I think I remember it though.
I'm glad the man fired me, so I'm glad they.
What did you do?
I was in my girl's bed and I called in sick.
And he knew he was lying.
He knew I was lying. I was like, I'm ill. I don't feel good. I was with my girl.
You were at Tiger the night before that?
And I was, the night before I was drunk. And I was in bed and I just, when you're just cuddled up.
Yeah, you don't leave that
bed.
bed.
Be bothered, man. Yeah. Looking back now, I was reckless. Anyway, I lost that job. And then I couldn't get a job for a while. Then I worked at Zara.
Okay.
Close to. And then Carphone Warehouse. Then I started to, do my degree and that. And then got a little internship. And
what degree did you do?
I did a law degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Greenwich.
Okay then.
Yeah.
I live in Woolwich, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, I live in Woolwich.
Woolwich?
Yeah, so it's not far, yeah.
So I went Greenwich, and then from there, just tried to level up each year. So that's it, really.
So you got your law degree. You thought you was going to be a lawyer now, yeah?
Yeah, I wanted to be a lawyer. I was like, I want to be a criminal lawyer. And then I could have qualified to be a criminal defense lawyer. But I was like, the money ain't right. I'm not doing this. So I got offered to basically qualify at a criminal law firm. But the salary they offered at the time was $22,000 a year. But then I also interviewed with a company called Channel 5, which TV, Channel 5.
Yeah, Channel 5,
yeah. To work in their legal team, and it was $29,000.
I know which one I'm taking.
So I took that one, but that one was as a paralegal. So it was a bit short-sighted because some people would say, why didn't you qualify and become a defense lawyer? But I was like, I don't really want to do that. I want to... Like, it sounded good because I used to like Johnny Cochran on TV.
R.I.P.
And all these other people I would see, I'd be like, oh my God, I want to be like that. But in reality, I realized that the English legal system and the American legal system is different.
So different.
You have a solicitor and you have a barrister. So really and truly, I should have become a barrister, but it's too late. I already invested and became, done the legal practice course to become a solicitor. I was like, I don't just want to be behind my desk pushing papers, giving it to a barrister, and then they get all the glory to make 22K and then qualify and make 26K. Hell no.
Plus, I don't see the worth of it. 22K for that stress.
Yeah. So I could have qualified as a criminal solicitor. And probably by now, I'm 32 now. I would have been nice, on a comfy salary. But I was like, nah, I like commercial law. I like business. I'm going to go do Channel 5 and do all of the production agreements and the talent agreements. So Emma Lewis's contract for Big Brother, I drafted. Cowboy Rebuilders, Police Interceptors, all these TV shows you'll see, CSI New York, all these shows, basically Channel 5 would license them and then run them on TV. So I would draft those contracts. I would learn how business works. How much does it cost to acquire a license or put something on TV? So all of those stuff was really good because it made me learn about how business works and the contracts that underpin, the commercial arrangement. So then I fell in love with commercial law, and then I just basically, eventually, where I'm at now, I'm a consultant. Just give advice to companies, help them grow, make money. That's it.
So do you prefer being an entrepreneur or working for someone then? I know it's a bit silly question, but I have to ask.
I like being self-employed.
Okay.
I love it.
The reason why, because people say it's the security and the freelance kind of, that's why.
There's no security being an employee.
Yeah, no, I hear that, but people, again, a lot of people are comfortable with I'm going to get my money on the 24th of every single month. I'm comfortable with that because I know I'm guaranteed to get this amount of money. Bam, they're comfortable with that, isn't it?
What if you go on furlough? What if you're made redundant?
I'm just going by. No, it's true. No, it happens. It happens.
It happens.
Yeah,
Man.
look at the pandemic just now. A lot of people lost their jobs, isn't it?
Yeah, I reckon. Yeah, it's high risk. It's not for everyone, but I definitely think there is some stability in entrepreneurship as well, because it's all a risk. I mean, being an employee is a risk. You could work for someone and then, you walk in and you're told, we're going for a restructure. Here's your notice. You need to leave in a month or something, right? And you can also be a self-employed person like myself. You have to do your corporation tax and your VAT returns and all this stuff. You have to have an accountant and all this stuff, and money's up and down. But it can be really lucrative as well. Obviously, there's a bit more admin. You got to sort out your own pension. You don't have things that are, the nice fancy stuff you get with work. Oh, your gym membership, your subsidized this, your potential company car or cash in lieu and all. It's not all fancy, right? But if you set up things, you can be better off and make more money and accelerate your wealth being self-employed.
What's your stance on banks? Because I hate banks.
Is it?
I don't even have online banking. I just hate banks.
Tell me why.
Why? I don't like someone steals my phone and that rubbish there. You just tap on it and anything can happen like that. I don't like that. I do like Monzo to a certain extent, but again, there's no actual physical place. It's not a brick and mortar, isn't it? So you can't go to someone and complain about Monzo, isn't it?
No.
And I do like what Killer Mike's doing in America. I don't even know. The Black Bank, isn't it?
Yeah, I do know.
I think we do need something like that in England as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you actually like banks?
I haven't got anything particularly against them. I think there's pros and cons with any form of institution. That's like saying, do you like the police?
I have days
where you don't like them. You have days where you think, right, you actually, like when I see a young man, for example, on Instagram following a young girl, and then the police find out who he is and lock him up, give that police officer a medal. But then when I see a policeman in America beating up a black boy,
George Floyd,
then it's like, F the police.
That's what I go through stages.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Go through music,
With the banks, it's the same thing. Like, okay, if I need, for example, I need to do a deal, right? I need to go and invest into something, and I need 350,000, and they say, we'll give it to you, Mr. Hay, for 3.5% APR. That's amazing. Where else am I gonna get that from? Can I come to someone in my area to give me 350k right now? Probably not. You get what I'm trying to say? So at that point, I like the bank. But do I like the bank when it's time where I've got cash sitting there and I want to give it to them and I know they're going to make 10x on my money because I'm not working smarter than the bank? I hate the bank. Or do I like the bank when I see that someone has, some senior exec at Barclays have messed around with some interest rates, the LIBOR scandal, and has made 100 mil. Are you taking a piss? You're already making 300k a year minimum and a bonus, and you live in a nice estate with, not even a number. It's probably called the Manor, right? No, seriously. And you're out here messing around with interest rates a little bit to make some money. And you and your friends, who run hedge funds, you're sitting there chilling, smoking on a Cohiba cigar and drinking Don Julio or whatever, and going out to shoot game or go horseback riding. And
I hear that.
You're being greedy, all for an extra mil when you're already 5 mil up. You get what I'm trying to say? So at that point, I don't like banks because I don't like the fact that they have no ethics in terms of their social responsibility and their corporate responsibility. They're failing. So at that point, I hate them. But if I can use them to leverage off what they can offer to make me money or to double my money, hey, I ain't got no issue with them. Also, if I can put my money somewhere and it's safe because I need it in a month, I'll leave it there because I don't really necessarily want to have loads of cash in my yard for someone to be like, target that guy, he's got money. And then someone try break in because they see that on Instagram I'm on holiday. You get what I'm trying to say? So at some points, I think banks have some value.
I just don't like playing with people's money because, again, you grew up from the end. You know what happens when certain people play with certain people's money. What can happen is
of course.
I just don't know. The old saying goes, "Money is the root of all evil." Do you believe that?
Money is the root of all evil, depending on the hands it's in.
I agree with that. It's the same things like guns don't kill people. Stupid people with guns kill people.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah. Because I've seen people with money and they're the nicest people. You wouldn't even know that they got money. They're not flamboyant. They're really cool, relaxed. They're humble. They're nice. They're not assholes. Sometimes it's just by accident you know that they have money. And people like that, they're not evil. I've met a lot of incredibly wealthy people and you would never know. But you say to them, like, what are you doing on the weekend? Oh, and by accident you hear, I'm going to my holiday home in France, or some. It's just by accident. They're not trying to be like, yeah, I got money, bro. Or do you know what I mean? They're not like, yeah, look at my wrist. They're not like that. They're like, it's just by accident you hear that they're going somewhere, they're doing something, or they invite you around and you're like, oh shit, fuck me, you got a whole, excuse my language.
No, it's calm. No,
you got a whole house with, not just an island in the kitchen, but you look at the back and you've got like this massive garden, like you're on like half an acre of land. But you'd never know. They walk around with dirty Adidas trainers on. They barely have on any jewelry. If they have on a watch, it's a really understated watch. It's a timepiece that, maybe be leather strap, but it's worth, 50K. You just don't know because it's just it's very simple and humble with it. So I wouldn't say it's real or evil because some people I've met who are wealthy, they're the most generous people I've ever met.
So what's your stance on that dress to impress phrasing?
So I think depending on the occasion and depending on the environment, you need to dress accordingly.
Okay then.
Yeah, because unfortunately, not everyone can appreciate the fact that your status and who you are is already, cemented in their environment or in their industry. So what I mean by that is, if you walk into a room, for example, and no one knows who the hell you are, right? Let's say some celebrities in the UK, if they go to America, half people don't know who they are. They got 50K followers on Instagram over here. No one knows who you are.
Let's say the Love Island people in it.
Yeah. There's so many people.
Yeah.
No one knows who you are. So you go into a room in America, no one knows who you are. No one cares about you. But if you walk in and, you're wearing a woman's wearing a nice Givenchy dress or something, and, she looks the part, someone's going to wonder, oh, who is she? Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's the same with men. If you pull up to it's so sad, but if you pull up to somewhere and you're driving a Ferrari, it's either you're going to get haters say it's a rental.
Big facts.
Or you're going to hear someone say, wow, I wonder what he does. And you're going to get someone saying, oh, he must be like a football player or an artist or something like that, right? You're going to get different opinions. But people will then basically give you some sort of value and look at you and think you're important just based on your clothes, your attire, your car, like little things that are unfortunately status symbols. But if you, for example, have an established name and you're well known, let's say you're Jay-Z, you could be Jay-Z coming in with like your hair all over the place, but because you're Jay-Z and everyone knows who you are, you're a household name, you don't need to be wearing any jewelry. You can come in a dirty, crushed up t-shirt, some dirty white Air Force, which is just so against the culture. And you come in, but because you're Jay-Z, damn, you're a billionaire. Like, hey, you don't need to wear any of the fluff, is what I call it, right? But for some people, you need to be, either mirror them and show them that you got common ground. Because if I meet someone and they're into fashion and I'm into fashion and they're into business as well, they might say, oh my God, like, I like this property that you just renovated. Should we do a joint venture together? And then a year later, I'm putting up 400K, they're putting up 400K, and we're building a HMO or 2 HMOs that have like 5 bedrooms each. Do you get what I'm trying to say? In Camberwell or in what do you call it? In Lewisham, for example. So you never know. And these are conversations I've had with people just because they see you and they're like, oh, you're into that? Oh, me too. Oh, let's go for a drink. Oh, when you're going Central next, hit me up. I've got an office near Selfridges. Go for food and then go and get some clothes. And I'm like, what? just because of fashion. And now we're, talking about business and cars and property and investing. So depending on who you're around, I definitely feel like you sometimes, you don't have to fake it, but some people, unfortunately, you need to dress to impress. Yes, sometimes. You need to mirror some people sometimes. And try to establish common ground, which is the key.
Supporting black businesses.
Yes.
What's your stance on that? Because me, personally, I've been burnt so many times, isn't it?
Is it?
So many times. I've got horror stories, isn't it? And again, I just get fed up after a while. I think I do want to support you, but I can't afford to get burnt like this again, is it? And then the trust issue, and then again, I don't want to. We have to stop talking, and then bridges burnt, isn't it? Is that? Have you ever gone through like a bad horror story?
Yes, I actually have. Yeah.
Was it recently or?
Yeah, recently. Yeah.
What business was that?
It was an accountancy firm. Yeah. I'm not gonna name them.
Yeah, no, of course not.
Yeah, but so here's the thing. So I was completely happy with an accountant I was with.
The black guy?
No, it was an Australian and South African firm. Yeah, South African guys. Really cool with them. Was happy with them. Had no issue. Then I spoke at an event, a Glam Africa event, and then this accountant just came up to me and it was like, you're a young entrepreneur, you're self-employed. Let me do your accounts for you. So I was like, no. I'm cool. I'm happy. It's too much paperwork. Having to contact HMRC and all these people to get all these codes to give them to you. I just can't be bothered with all of that. Changing payroll around, and I've got more than one person on pay. It's too much ag. Like, no. And he kept contacting me, persistent. So I said, all right, manage this business for me, because I've got 2 businesses registered. So I said, okay, manage this one. It's smaller, just manage it. It was going all right, but then 6 months later, it started to it's like I had to chase him up on things. Started to get letters from HMRC saying, this is late. If you don't return this, we're going to charge you interest. You're late to return your confirmation statement. You're late to return your this. And I was like, Jesus, like, what is going on? I need to manage this now myself. I'm paying you a monthly fee and additional, costs on top for different services, right? And consultancy services. And now you're telling me you're forgetting to do things? It's not on. So I let it run for like another 6 months, foolishly, just giving him a chance. He said sorry, it was a mistake, administrative error. Gave me all of that. Wrote nice emails, have a splendid day, and all that. Kind regards, all of that stuff. Yeah. Trying to be nice, yeah. Sent me a little Christmas gift. Yeah. Done all of that. So I was like, let me give him a blind. No one's perfect, right? Even companies make mistakes. He made another mistake. So I was like, this is where I'm getting vexed now. So I basically said, look, I wrote an email saying, look, in accordance with your terms and conditions, here is your notice. Basically. And then I literally we divorced, we broke up. So I've had a bad experience before, yeah.
Okay then, as a child growing up, I grew up with a lot of African kids, and then they all told me that all their parents wanted to become doctors, lawyers. Why is that the benchmark?
It's the benchmark because it's the only thing our parents knew as a prestigious career, which would give you the financial stability and also the status that they wanted for themselves. They saw the men and the women who were the doctors, the architects, the lawyers, have the nice house, have the nice car, have the nice pension, and have certain things which they wanted themselves. So for safety, they wanted that for their kids. But what they didn't know is that in 2005, YouTube would create millionaires.
Big facts.
They didn't know that TikTok would come and create people who've made money by just simplifying things and doing this.
Yep. Shout out to my man.
Shout out to my man.
Shout out to my man.
They didn't know that by you finding a unique selling point and just doing a madness, eating crisp and wearing sunglasses, you could become a millionaire. They didn't know that.
E-gaming.
Yeah, they didn't know video games would make you so much money. They didn't know that you could import stuff from AliExpress, repackage it, sell it on Shopify, and make $1 million until someone copies your product. And then you need to start again. They didn't know that. So we can't really fault them, but we have to educate them. You get what I'm trying to say? you only know as much as you know. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
But some of them are hard-headed, as you know, innit?
Yeah, of course.
Some of them.
Of course. But it's just how it is, man. Like, I'm educating my mom right now.
Okay.
And what's good, though, is she's humble and she's coachable. Some people are stuck in their ways. So when I speak to my uncles about certain things, no. But some of them now listen because they're like, wow, you're actually catching up to me, young boy. Like, right, you got a couple assets, you know. Now they're like, hang on a minute, is that what you're driving? You know what I mean? One time I met my uncle and I was driving a Maserati. So he was like, weird, no money. Are you a push nut? He was like, oh, what y'all do? So and that's what I mean, what I said earlier. It's so sad that you have to have these symbols of wealth or doing, you know, that people listen to you. So sad.
No, it's true, because
so sad. But if I was driving a Honda Civic, ain't nothing wrong with a Honda Civic. That's one of my favorite cars. I used to soup them up. My first car was a Honda Civic, and I love that car. I plan to rebuy it and rebuild it. But he wouldn't listen to me. And that's just so sad. But that's just how the brain works.
Yeah, I hear that. Some people,
some
people see it to believe that. Me growing up, again, my uncle used to say this and this and that, but I wouldn't listen because again, you're at uni, you're still taking bus. I can't listen to that because I don't want that lifestyle, isn't it?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But then when I'm seeing all my friends, they made money certain ways. Yes. And it was short term, but they got the attention. They got the females.
Yes.
They got the
girls.
Yeah.
They had a nice car, the girls. Yeah.
For that short amount of time, isn't it? And
yeah.
I wanted that lifestyle, but I thought it'd be longevity, isn't it? Like basically, everyone wants to be Scarface before he dies, isn't it?
Yes. There you go.
More or less, isn't it?
There you go.
More or less.
Yeah. So for just going back to that point, I think it's not our parents' fault, but it's our responsibility to just, you know, educate them as well along the way while we're figuring out life. You know, respect that, because my mum, for example, she still is like, oh, we wish you went to court and but now, you know, she mentions it very rarely because now I'm okay. But for her, it was just protection. Just like, I don't want him to fall in a trap. I used to make beats at home and put on parties. That's all I wanted to do. I used to use Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
LimeWire
to download, yeah.
And then I got Pro Tools later on in life. And all I wanted to do was make beats.
Okay.
That's all I wanted to do. She was like, that ain't gonna put no money in your pocket. But that's not true. Do you know how many music producers out there?
With the drill guys now.
Metro Boomin.
Yeah, of course.
Listen, let me not even get... You can live a very comfortable 100%. Life doing that. Right?
100%.
But for her, it's like, oh, don't know anyone really doing it. So for her, it's like, do you know what I mean? But for me, my offspring, if whatever they're passionate about, I would encourage them to go and do it. I would also recommend that they have something they can fall back on, because I do think it's good to have a skill. It doesn't mean you have to have a degree, but you could have a skill as a graphic designer, a web designer. You could be good at, you know, playing the guitar. You will always be able to make money. You could go on a gig and make money as a guitar player. You're a graphic designer, you can go on Fiverr.com or Upwork.com and sell your services, making people's logos and stuff. So I would always recommend getting a skill. But if you're passionate about something, go and do it, and I'll support you to the end. I might even invest in you. You know what I'm trying to say? So it's not our parents' fault, but it's our parents' responsibility. It's our responsibility as kids to kind of show them that there's different ways to get to the end goal, which is to make money, have a bit of maybe notoriety, and have status, if that's what makes them tick, I guess.
So did you have any like struggle days then before you found success?
100%, bro.
Do you remember the worst day that you had struggle?
100%.
What was your worst struggle day?
Oh man, oof. Worst struggle day. Ooh, how far do you want to take it?
Go back as you can remember, man.
Oh man.
Because a lot of people see this and think, bro, this guy, he's calm, he's made it. Like, he probably grew up with, like, both parents and that. You said you had to step forward.
I haven't grown up.
Yeah,
with
that's
both
what I'm saying. People might say that perception, innit?
I met my dad at 28.
Okay.
I met my biological father at 28. My mom and my stepdad, they divorced. I don't want to get in their personal life, but they divorced when I was like 16.
Oh, okay. But again, you had two people in your household, didn't it?
Yeah, I did.
Some people
up to 16.
Yeah. Some people, my mom's got 2 jobs. I'm in the state. I'm broke. I need money now, innit? What am I going to do? Tesco's is not paying that much. I can't live with Tesco's, innit? That's why we need to talk to them kids, isn't it? Because again...
Yeah. I mean, so to talk to them, I mean, I can say what I would recommend. But in terms of my worst struggle day, Man, worst struggle there I think was just moving back to this country, man.
Serious?
Yeah, moving back to this country, starting from ground zero. I was living in a council estate when I moved back here.
Okay.
So relating to someone who lives on a council estate, I did that. I was, as I said, working as a gardener, which was really not great, man.
Especially in England, man.
Not great, man. Like with the overalls in Tottenham, it was horrible, man. £45 for like 6 hours work. Horrible, depressing. So struggle days, it was definitely that. Bouncing between my sister's couch and my friend Joel's couch, which we lived in Edmonton.
Okay.
That was struggle, man. It wasn't nice. But I was young. So I was like, I'm young. This could be far worse. So I'm not gonna put on a lie and be like, oh yeah, I grew up in the projects and there was gunshots beating at 3 a.m. and we had no milk and I had to choose between bread or milk. I've never had that, so I can't lie and be like, I did that. I can't cap. You know what I mean? 'Cause that wasn't my reality. My most struggle was just coming back to this country and not having much people to clutch on other than my sister would guarantee I will have a meal and them thing there, but she wasn't rich. Sister ain't rich. You know what I'm trying to say? So it was just, you need to go and figure it out. So you need to go get a job. You need to go uni. You got an English passport. Because you got a British passport, there's opportunity. So those who are from council estate, I think honestly the struggle that I see in some parts of America are far worse than
way worse
than over here.
in America. When you're broke, you're broke.
When you're broke in this country, you've got NHS,
benefits.
You got benefits. You got health,
cash in hand jobs as well.
You got cash in hand jobs. Like there's so much ways to make money in this country. I think some of the unnecessary kids that you see just hanging out not doing nothing is laziness.
That's what you're saying?
Yeah, bro, one of my friends became, she's not even a dentist. She done a 2-year degree learning dental technician stuff, right? She now makes gold teeth and like grills. She makes 6 figures.
Yeah, because the yardie man want to buy the gold teeth in it.
Yeah, and the man them as well, the rappers as well, they buy these little caps and grills and stuff. She makes 6 figures. She makes over, like literally about £800 a day. She did a 2-year degree. That's it. She makes more money than her parents. You get what I'm trying to say? She pays her mom's mortgage now. So she didn't grow up knowing how to make money and all these things. She just thought, oh, I'll try that course. It looks like it makes sense. And I guess people are going to want dentures when they're old and veneers when they break their teeth and stuff. And then she just thought, someone asked her for a gold tooth, and then another person. And all she does is just sit at home and makes grills, makes money. And that was a 2 years. Now she's rich. She's gone clear. Literally clear. Like 200K in her account, cash, ready to go and do whatever.
Before we get into the game,
so I'm trying to say, in England, there's opportunity.
I already know this, innit? Because again, I speak to my cousins overseas and say, "You're so lucky, it's unbelievable." I'll be going for my struggle days, but they're saying, "I'm so lucky."
I tell the guys I see just hanging out, right, some of the neighborhood people, you just know, the young youths, like, look, because some of them are trying to rap. Like, if you can't rap and you're not gonna blow and rap, work with the rappers. Learn how to become a manager, an A&R.
Yeah, that's as a director.
Make their teeth. A director. There's so many other ways.
Not everyone has to be in front of the camera.
Not everyone has to be in front of the camera, man. Someone has to be Diddy. Someone has to be Dr. Dre. You know what I'm trying to say? Someone has to be Jimmy Iovine.
We're gonna higher ups.
Yeah.
Before we get into the game, I just know, as you know, we saw a big boom in something called cryptocurrency.
Yes.
Are you heavily invested in crypto?
From 2017, man. Yeah, 2017. I haven't been an early investor like the guys who, I bought Bitcoin when it was $300, and I wish. Because
me and Ivan will talk about, I just know someone that's getting into cryptocurrency. What would you say the best one to invest in right now then is?
So, in terms of best thing, I would recommend that you dollar cost average and you buy Ethereum and Bitcoin. I just keep it as simple as that.
But Bitcoin's very expensive.
I know. But you can buy small increments of Bitcoin. Ethereum isn't that expensive. Today it's about, I think it's floating between 3,000 to 3,500 USD.
Okay.
Right now, it's about 2,700 pounds. If you just hold one Ethereum now, 3, 4, 5 years time, the next bull run, you double your money. obviously there's other coins out there. There's Cardano, there's Doge, there's Ripple. There's so many, right? You can take a punt on them, but at the end of the day, it's a risk. It is high risk. And of course, someone's going to say to you, oh, well, research the co-founders, research the technology, research what platform it's built on. Is it built on the ERC20 platform? Is it a DeFi token? All of it. At the end of the day, as you saw with Dogecoin, what made it skyrocket was a couple tweets from Elon Musk.
We'll get into him afterwards as well.
Sorry?
We'll get into him afterwards as well.
There was a couple tweets, a couple people who are, power, saying certain things, and, a lot of, publicists making a lot of like news articles and pushing Dogecoin out there, right? And it done really well. But it was made as a joke, right? So you can take a punt on Doge and literally put, I don't know, £300 down and say, oh, let it sit there for the next bull run, right? Like what we experienced a couple months ago. But in reality, I would personally say to someone like you or
Ivan, yeah.
I would say just every month set up a direct debit of £200 to buy Ethereum, right?
Okay.
And dollar cost average. So you'll get it when it's high or a bit low and high and a bit low. But if you do that over 10 to 20 years, right, the compound interest growth that you will experience from that will be better than investing, well, more than likely better than investing in a standard index fund where you get 10% on your money, investing in like an S&P 500, which is the top 500 largest companies in America, right? So you get about 8 to 10% a year if you did that. And you could do that through like a standard brokerage, like through Hargreaves Lansdown, or through other brokerage firm, right? But if you just invest in Ethereum, right, which is, I explain Ethereum like the App Store. It's like an App Store, and everyone builds like, their cryptocurrency on top of it and their platform on top of it, right? The ERC20 platform, right? So I would recommend just starting with Ethereum. So have most of your money in Ethereum and Bitcoin, and then picking up some other coins that you think are doing well, you like the look of their founders and their technology and their unique selling point. So Cardano is a good one. I like Cardano. I've been holding Cardano for a few years, but there's a few others as well. As you work down your list of, if you go on coinmarketcap.com and just look at the list, there's loads to choose. But I don't want to be, a betting man, and this isn't financial advice. I don't want no one to come for me. I don't want to be like, you should go for this one, and then someone comes and asks me and be like, hey, that guy,
that was P. Hey, where my money at?
Run me listen, I'm not here for that. So I would just say, look, Ethereum, Bitcoin, stick there. 70% of your money there, 30%, put there. So if you have, for example, £1,000, £700 in Ethereum and Bitcoin, split it, or just put it all in Ethereum. I would do that. I would put, if I had £1,000,
yeah, so long as a bag right now,
I would put, not all one go, I'd put £200 right now, £200 when it drops, £200 again, or every month just as a direct debit, literally, until that £700 done. Then the last £300, I would spread it across Cardano, a few others, Solano, just a few others. You get what I'm trying to say?
Understand
Maybe 3 more, like £100 in Dodge, £100 in Cardano, £100 in Ripple, 700 Ethereum, and then every month I would put 100 or 200 pounds into Ethereum, and then I'll buy small others, little bits. If that's all I had, that's what I would do.
Are you giving people these tips like online or anything, or tweeting these, or
not really? But I'm just saying to you.
No, you should do this, man. No, this is why, because people will listen, isn't it?
You think so?
This is why, because then some people might not trust someone in a suit, but you dress normally. Right now, you're dressing normally, so I can relate to you. Like, you're from the ends, Jamaican, Caribbean, so I can relate to you. Say that, right? £1,000, I might lose £1,000, but I built a relationship.
Nah, I don't think you would lose it. You would only lose it if you sold it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The thing is, we've seen Ethereum go from, when I got into crypto 2017, which was the first bull run that I witnessed.
Do you remember how much Bitcoin was then?
Bitcoin got to 18,000 in the December. And then 2018, it crashed. And I was like, rotted. I was like, raw. But I was like, well, it was I was like, I'm not pulling out. And I didn't hold much Bitcoin. I had a little bit. I had mainly Neo, Ethereum. I had Ripple. And I had a Monaco and a few others that were on the list. Just some gambles. And the the small cryptocurrencies, right? They're called altcoins. They just didn't do well. And then even now, 3-4 years later, some of them are just recovering. But Ethereum doubled, tripled since then. So I was like, whoa, I should have just had most of my money in Ethereum, because some of these other coins, they didn't do well. They were hyped back then in 2017, but now there's some new coins which have had some ICOs, which is called initial coin offerings. So new launches, and they've done really well. They've like done 100x. But I didn't get in on those because I got in on the 2017 wave of some of the other coins, which didn't decent and then died out. So it's too risky. So I would say to someone, look, I know everyone's talking about how much money they made. Some of them are lying. Some of them have lost money. Some of them have made the money, saw it, and it dropped. Some people didn't even withdraw. So I would say if I were you, I would dollar cost average, play the long game, which is what I do with everything I invest in anyway. I would literally just say, every time you get paid, £200 into Ethereum. If you have any spare money you make on the side, £100, $200, gamble it with Cardano, Ripple, and some others, and hold them. But then also back them up and make sure that they're stored on a crypto wallet as well. So if a hacker goes onto Binance, they don't take your money, right? That's all I would say.
What do you say to those people that are being charged to go to events to hear from crypto people?
Everything is a hustle, man. I wouldn't personally go to one unless it's a speaker I know is a proper investor into crypto. Because there's nothing wrong with going to an event if you're going to learn something. You got to invest in yourself. But if it's someone just saying, come to my event to sell a course, piss off. You're just trying to make money out of me. You literally.
Big facts.
Yeah, but there's some people out there who genuinely, they have knowledge.
But that's how do we know who's genuine or not? That's what I'm saying.
Research them.
Okay.
Yeah, research them. So like Ian Bellina, for example, I was following him from 2017 when I got into crypto. Made money, lost money, right? And I followed him for years now, for 4 years now. And I know he's a certified cryptocurrency investor. He's shown his wallet. He's shown what he's holding. He showed what he's lost. He showed us when hackers took his hacked into his Gmail. I followed him from 2017 because I was interested in crypto. I was like, there's a lot of money that can be made here. I said to myself, well, there's different, there's different ways to make money, right? So cryptocurrency is something I need to look at. There's different asset classes. So I started to pay more attention to crypto. I was like, obviously we know about property, we know about stocks, we know about art, we know about, different things you can buy and rent out, right? Power tools and all this stuff, cars, all this stuff, right? But crypto, I don't know much about. So I followed everyone on YouTube. I subscribed to everyone who had if you had 10K subscribers, boom, follow you. If you got 3K subscribers, boom, follow you. If all of your last videos about crypto, boom, follow you. If you look like you're talking sense, I'm gonna follow you. So I follow Ian Bellina and a few other people. And then if Ian has an event in the UK, I would potentially pay. I wouldn't necessarily pay for his course unless it's a value that I need, but I would probably go to his event, yeah. So there's nothing wrong with going to an event, but just be mindful, do your research, do your due diligence.
And this part of the game is called You Decide. So basically there's some names in the hat. What happens, you just take a shot, there's names in the pot.
In here?
Yeah. So you take a shot, pull one out, and I just want to hear your opinions on the people that you pulled out in it, the person you pulled out in there.
Take a shot, okay.
Yeah, take a shot.
Alright, let's do this.
You don't put a smell off in that.
I'm driving, but boy, I'm still under the limit. I'm under the limit. Not gonna snitch on myself. There you go, a little bit. I'll have a little shot. Alright. So you have one as well?
Nah, you drink up,
oh,
man.
You're trying to get everyone drunk.
You're
one of them guys.
No, I'll drink a little bit. I'm gonna drink a little bit.
I'm only joking. All right.
Yeah, so take one name out. You can pop. And I just know your opinions on this person.
Oh my god.
Who you got?
Kanye West.
What's your opinions, man?
I love this guy, man.
Is it, yeah?
Yeah, man. I really rate this guy. Okay. He's crazy.
He's a billionaire. You have to be crazy to be a billionaire.
No, it's not even about the money, man. I rated Kanye. Oh my god, I rated Kanye from a long time. long before Yeezy.
No,
From graduation from.
I prefer college dropout. I prefer college dropout.
Dropout, graduate. From back in the day, basically. I should have just said from back in the day. I've rated Kanye for a long time. Okay. I just generally feel like, as I said, production. I used to.
Oh yeah,
I'm
you're
not
producer.
making this stuff up, man.
You're producer. Yeah,
I'm not making this stuff up, man. It's mad that I pulled that Kanye, but I used to make beats. I used to love Kanye beats. I used to love Young Chops beats, who makes like Chief Keef.
Okay then. Okay.
I used to follow producers because that's all I wanted to do. So, yeah, Kanye, I haven't got a bad thing to say about him. In terms of my opinion of him, I think Kanye needs to invest in a life coach if he hasn't got one already. I think he's definitely got a lot of trauma that he's dealing with from his mother's death. He needs to deal with. He also has some disturbances which I don't know where they're coming from, but I think a lot of it's to do with his mom because he's very close with his mom. As you can see from the name of his recent album, Donda. Yeah. Which we're still waiting for it to drop.
You know, things will happen. I think he's gonna wait. I think he's waiting until Drake drops.
Maybe. I was about to get into that. But overall, man, I think this guy is incredibly talented. Knows exactly what he's doing. Is very calculated. He's got a soft spot definitely for romance and love. He loves his Kim Kardashian. I don't know what happened there. He's a family man. And I think some of the things we've seen from him in the past, I think a lot of it is just to do with attention. He likes the attention. So I think he acts like he doesn't like the paparazzi, but he likes it for certain things. So for his voice to be heard in the fashion arena, he likes the attention. He likes, whatever he was doing with Donald Trump and Make America Great, all that crap. I don't think he genuinely meant it.
Yeah, that was a bit wild.
Like,
that was it.
But I feel like I see beyond that. I'm like, this is just a marketing ploy. Like right now with Drake, he's doing what he done 10 years ago. He did that with 50 Cent.
Yeah, 50 Cent. Beat 50 Cent as
we
well.
did beef with 50 Cent. So he's beefing Drake now. He's the hottest guy to leverage off his network to sell more records. I'm not stupid, Kanye. But I rate you. I wish if you were here, I'd be like, you're my guy. I rate you. But let's go get your life coach. Cause you know what I mean. But overall, we can hang out. You're a weirdo, but you're nice. Your clothes are cool. I won't buy his clothes, by the way. His clothes are crap.
Yeah, I'll never get
But his trainers,
I heard they're
dope.
comfortable. I heard they're actually comfortable. Easy.
I like some of his hoodies, actually. But some of the clothes, £300 for this plain, dirty looking... You're taking a piss.
So put that into a side, take another shot.
Oh, man, you're killing me. Let me pour a drink instead.
Yeah. Pour a drink. Yeah, pour a drink, man. Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne and conversation. Nah, man. Wavy Wednesdays.
You're dangerous, man. You're like my brethren. Get everyone drunk, but he just...
No. I'm waiting for you to catch up to me, man.
Alright, cool. What's this one? What's this summer fruit drink? Let's do this. Alright.
Again, don't feel like fatigued and ready on all social media platforms as well.
Alright, cool. So, let's pull out another one. Let's see. Hope it's someone I don't like. Oh my God. LeBron James.
Another black billionaire as well now.
I keep pulling out the billionaires. Hey.
Opinions in that.
LeBron James. I wanted someone I've got something bad to say.
You got nothing bad about LeBron?
What's there bad to say about LeBron, man?
Space Jam 2 was
terrible.
Guy hasn't... Space Jam was terrible.
Yes, it was.
Space Jam was terrible.
Space Jam was terrible. But that's not necessarily just his fault, though.
He's
that's the damn writers.
He's trying to overtake Michael Jordan. That's what he's trying to do.
He is.
That's what he's trying to do.
He is, but...
You'll never do that.
Well, the thing is, I look at people full 360. This guy here, apparently he's never cheated on his wife.
I can't say something.
I don't know
about that.
But this guy's like the perfect family, man.
And cool, yeah.
This guy's got the family house, the kids, the wife, the family car, the driver, the maid. He's done his thing for his family, taking care of his, family. Speaks up when it's like to do with, he does his activism stuff as well, which some sports people don't do enough.
Yeah.
Right? As a basketball player, he's very talented. He's got 3 rings now? 4? 3.
I can't remember, but
I can't remember.
And he's got 3 different teams though.
Yeah. What bad can I say about it? Space Jam wasn't great.
Yeah, that's the only thing. Space Jam.
I watched that only like a week ago.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It was terrible.
Terrible. Waste of time.
Terrible.
Waste of time. That and Coming to America too.
No. Coming to America was alright.
No.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Please.
Coming to
We'll
America.
talk on break about Coming to America.
Man.
On the break, we'll talk about Coming to America too.
It was alright,
On the
man.
break,
It
we'll
was a
talk about Coming to
nostalgia.
Put that name to the side.
Alright, cool.
Take another sip.
I hope it's someone I don't like. Alright, let's see. Please, someone I don't like. So I can say something really bad. Don't want to be Mr. Nice Guy. Michael Jordan. Man. What's going on today?
The black billionaires, man.
Man. MJ. What bad can what? Again, I don't know the guy. I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. In terms of opinions, the guy worked overtime and was passionate about his career and did his thing. I wear Jordans. I like his trainers that Nike and him designed. I just don't know what to say bad about this guy.
Did you hear
man.
about him and the PSG thing?
What?
That he made 7 mil off Messi's PSG deal, you know?
Did he?
Yeah.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. All the shirts.
I heard
sales.
Amazon made, Jeff Bezos made some money off that.
He makes money off everyone, innit?
I didn't know Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he made
did,
7 billion. He saved 7 million, didn't it?
Oh, is it?
Mm.
Well, good on him.
That's mad. Yeah, that's
So
what I'm saying.
what bad can I say? He's smart. He knows how to
The
make
GOAT,
money.
man.
What bad would you say about MJ? Help me out.
You could probably say. Did you watch the documentary
The Last Dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
about him? The Scottie Pippen contract thing, isn't it? If that's your guy, you should make sure your guy gets paid properly, isn't it? That's my opinion, isn't it?
But it's not his say though.
Yeah, I understand that. This is the guy that's helping you elevate to the next level, isn't it?
But he can't make those commercial decisions. Like, he can push and be like, yo, come on. But he can't.
And it depends, innit? It depends if you had a conversation about it, isn't it? It depends, innit? But again, it's all subjective, innit? But put that name to the side. Let's take another one.
I hope it's not a black billionaire. Tyler Perry. I've got something bad to say about this guy.
Serious?
Yes.
Lay off your chest, man.
I'll lay it off my chest.
Good.
I wish he didn't do so much volume and he just made quality content. Some of the productions that this guy makes, yeah, is so pants.
But
Pants.
It worked, though.
It's shit.
It worked for him.
No. He's got some things on TV, yeah. I can't remember. One of them, The Oval, and some next one.
Sisters.
Sister.
No, I mess with sisters. No, I mess with sisters. I mess with sisters.
No, you really watch that?
I mess with. The only thing is they force too much on the gay agenda thing, isn't it? That's the only thing. But no, I mess with sisters.
Dead.
I like sisters, man.
He's got some content. He's got some other shows, and oh my goodness, they are horrendous.
But
the actors,
I hear that.
Poor.
But he's giving people opportunities, though. He's making people millionaires, though. You have to. I rate him. The only thing I don't really rate is him, guy wearing dresses in. I don't really rate that, innit?
I was about to get onto that.
I don't really rate that, but it worked for him, though, isn't it?
I was about to get onto that.
Yeah, I'm not really comfortable with that.
I don't like this guy. He does too much. I wish he could. I don't know, like 5 movies that he's made which are quality content. It's like top tier. Like that was an amazing Hollywood production. Name 5. You can't. You can name 1.
I hear what he's saying. I hear what he's saying. But that is his lane, though. His lane's like, I'd rather make 10 rubbish films that
I don't like his lane.
Black culture.
It annoys me.
I rate him because he came with the struggle story. I rate that, the struggle story.
I rate that. So that's the thing. It's pros and cons.
Yeah.
He's definitely got a lot of pros about him, but his cons are just. I don't like when I turn on TV and it's junk, because I don't watch a lot of TV.
Same as well.
I mainly play my music in the background. I'm on my laptop. Nowadays, actually, I've got a PS5 I got a couple months ago, so I will play that a little bit when I want to unwind and just not think about anything. But I play my music more time on my laptop. That's just me. But if I turn on the TV to watch something on Netflix or watch a movie or something, and I see his stuff, it's usually crap. So I'm like, why did you? I know you got your own production studio, but come on, save the lighting bill. Like, you're wasting current to make this crap right now.
And before we're gonna break, the last question. I have this argument with Jamaican people. In your opinion, what is the best Jamaican film of all time?
Best Jamaican film?
Yeah.
Ooh. Is it typical if I say Shutters?
No, you can say Shutters. I wouldn't be mad if you say Shutters.
If I say Cool Runnings, this is awful.
I think that's the best one there. That's my opinion. That's the best one.
It's awful, but it done a lot.
No, it's classic.
Classic. it's a toss between Shotters and Cool Runnings.
I'm not mad at Shotters.
If I, you know what, I'm gonna say Cool Runnings.
I say I always say all my Jamaican friends get angry. They always get angry when I say Cool Runnings. It's based on a true story. It's actually filmed in Jamaica.
There you go.
The only thing is the actors.
That's the American.
Thing. But the same as Black Panther. All them actors were Caribbean.
Their accents were awful.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
But what Cool Runnings has done for Jamaican, like everyone I met at uni, oh, Cool Runnings.
It's a Disney film.
Cool Runnings.
Disney film.
Sanka.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a Disney film.
Like
in
they
Jamaica.
know Bob Marley, Cool Runnings, and Usain Bolt.
Big facts. And jerk chicken.
Yeah. A red stripe.
Big fact. But shout your socials. Where can people find you at, man? Your social medias.
So Ambitious Dom. So on Instagram at So Ambitious Dom. On YouTube, So Ambitious Dom. Facebook, So Ambitious Dom. I also have a blog that I write my own content on called www.ambitiousinvestor.com for the ambitious investors that are out there. And then, of course, my marketing agency where I help small to medium-sized companies run Facebook ads and get the exposure they need and convert traffic to customers. That's www.gosocialagency.co.uk. That's me.
Tipsy Talk, Wave Wednesday, Champagne and Conversation. Here we go. Jeez.
I'm going to be explaining how to invest in the stock market. So this is going to be a comprehensive guide on how to get started, but also I'm going to be covering associated risks of investing, and I'm going to be explaining as well different types of stocks, from growth to dividend stocks, what this actually means, index funds, and if you're, for example, investing from another country, things you need to bear in mind, local laws, etc. I'll also be explaining what to do in order to get prepared for investing, because it is actually something you need to think about. It is something that will play on your mindset because stocks go up and down, and I will be explaining to you how to set up an actual investment broker account. So this is a video for you if you're thinking of getting started with investing, if you want to start making your money work for you, if you want to make a passive income from investing, or if, for example, you want to buy stocks low and sell them high and make gains from capital appreciation. So whatever you do, don't go nowhere. Make sure you hit that subscription button, smash the like button as well while you're at it, because it really helps this channel and it really helps more people see this message. I look forward to seeing you in a few seconds. Let's get going. So welcome back. Now for those of you who are new here, the first thing I want you to do is make sure you hit that subscription button and you turn the post notification bell on, so when I upload content in the future, you don't miss out on my uploads. Now, let's get straight into it. Now, before I start talking about investing, the first thing I recommend is that you do this. So prior to getting started with investing, prior to pulling the trigger on investing your first pound, your first dollar, your first whatever, right? You need to ensure that you have an emergency fund set up. Now, unfortunate events happen, mishaps happen, cars break down, boilers break down, emergencies happen in your family, and it is super important that you have around 3 to 6 months worth of expenses saved up for a rainy day, right? Let's say, for example, you lose your main income source, your job, or your business starts to fail. It's important that prior to investing in stocks, you have some funds that you can use and utilize just in case something goes wrong. And I really hope nothing goes wrong for you. Okay, now.
No, that guardian, come on. No. BD. SM shower. Warning. Hey, Star Trek, so in the studio now, like. Come on, Kaza. El Tracker. Yo, me I say, no, come. Hey, diggity man get. Hey, girl want fuck get. Hey, diggity man get. Hey, girl want fuck get. Hey, man get chingy. Girl want fuck get free. Diggity man get chingy. Girl want fuck get friggy. Ask the icebox chili. Still pepper them ups like chili. Diggity man get chingy. Girl want fuck get friggy. Ask the icebox chili. Still pepper them ups like chili. Diggity man get chingy. Man get chingy. Y'all want fuck get friggy. She get friggy. Digga D man get chingy. Man get chingy. Y'all want fuck get friggy. She get friggy. 2 Rolex palm my wrist. Ops get chinged, so the drama them not bring. Man, you know, get rushed for the when this kick. These 22 G's got blicks, Balenciagas. These walkers looking crisp. Get flipped, like the Mercy, these man drip. Glizzes and flicks, elevator, lift up the strip. Grip up the prick, ying up the prick, then dip. Spin out the whip, lift up and rinse out the stick. Yeah man ting, shoulder swing man, ching up a Vic. Man train to bust, like we was taking trips. Man's taping strips, up block got that Satan trip. How can a beef, man that's known for baking ribs. Every day man get money, y'all want fuck that body. Yard man war met duppy, hop on ice like slushy. Chef up man Kentucky, or maybe we bust that brocky. Drip on fleek and fussy, Scotland trips with grubby. Every man get chilly, y'all want fuck that freaky. Ask the icebox chili, still pepper them ups like chili. Digga D man get chingy, y'all want fuck that freaky. Ask the icebox chili, still pepper them ups like chili. Digga D man get chingy. Man get chingy, y'all want fuck get friggy. She get friggy. Digga D man get chingy. Man get chingy, y'all want fuck get friggy. She get friggy. Digga D man get chingy. Man get chingy, y'all want fuck get friggy. She get friggy. Digga D man get chingy. Man get chingy, y'all want fuck get friggy. She get friggy.
Sapphire beat.
Jump in the black to America with blacks. SMG man don't play, that's facts. OT koi up scotch with crack.
Yo, what's going on, people? We're back right now. Yeah, Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne and conversation, banter before bed. Again, we were here with so ambitious Dom, giving us that financial literacy. The only thing is, I'm a bit jealous. The only thing I'm jealous because you actually jumped out of a plane, man.
Yeah, I jumped out of a plane, man.
Where was you?
Dubai.
Were you sober?
Yeah, man. I was sober, bro.
So you actually said, I want to jump out of a plane?
I want it, bro. It's on my bucket list, so I wanted to do it, man. I've got a few more things I want to do, but
what's next on your bucket list?
I want to go bungee jumping.
Seriously?
Yeah,
we
bro.
talked about Fresh Prince before. You see what happened to Trevor?
I know.
You would have.
Bro, I'm an adrenaline junkie, innit?
Okay.
Yeah, I got motorbike. Like, I got a Yamaha quad bike Raptor. Like, I used to ride an R6. I'm an adrenaline junkie. That's me. I love adventure. I just love being outdoors. I'm a country youth.
Yeah, I hear
I
that.
like hiking and climbing things and doing shit, jumping off things, and yeah, I like that stuff.
I hear that because
It makes me happy, man.
No,
It's
no.
fun.
Again, I want to do a TV show with like a yardie man, and we just do white people shit. We do
Yeah.
white people stuff. We just do white people stuff.
Sign me up.
We do white. Yeah, we just do white people stuff.
White people shit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
All my boys,
Yeah.
all my boys said that. They were like, "You're crazy. That's what white people.
Yeah.
Why are you doing that? Why are you testing God?" Da, 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 da. And I'm like, I said to my boys, "Well, you look like you're so tough. Why don't you just go 13,000 for an air and jump off a plane?" No. I've had some man who like, you know, trap youths. Like, nah, I respect you still.
Yeah.
I'm like, why do you respect me all of a sudden? Bro, like, you got a tough heart.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got a brave heart, you know, fam. I'm like, why? Because I jumped out of a plane. No, I couldn't do it, you know. The moment they bring me up there, if I look at, it's peak. I'm turning back.
It's big fat.
Yeah, but I'm like, come on, like, man up.
So there's nothing you wouldn't do then?
There's probably a few things I wouldn't do.
Like rock
'cause
climbing?
No, I would do that.
You do rock climbing?
I would. So my dream, my plan is, bro, honestly, and my dream life, which I'm trying to create, but I'm still a bit tied to my laptop, and even though I can work anywhere really, but sometimes I need to be in the UK. My dream life is just to be just traveling, doing madness.
I hear that.
Yeah, and I'm thinking now, how do I pull it off?
I hear that.
I would honestly, like, right now, I would be, like, depending on the season, I would be snowboarding. So I want to learn
Seriously?
snowboarding. Yeah, it's on my list. I was supposed to go snowboarding last year, but lockdown and all this
What
stuff.
country?
Yeah, I was supposed to go
Which
Austria. I was supposed to go
Hey.
Austria. Yeah. and go snowboarding. So my goal is to do snowboarding and like do really well at it and like do stunts and stuff. Like, yeah, I love that stuff. My bike, I love like I love all of that stuff, man. I generally like risking. Like, I really drop off my bike, chip up myself, come back on, try again.
Hold on, you do that, but you don't do the crate challenge.
I would do it. But people in my family would say I'm crazy. Line up the crates, man. I'm down.
So you're good with theme parks then?
I love all that, bro. I love all of that stuff.
So
Theme parks, rock climbing. I want to do it all. I want to go bungee jumping. I think it's in. Is it Zimbabwe?
Yeah, Zambia or something. Yeah, I know you talk Zimbabwe. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I want to do that. Yeah, I've got a list on my phone. I'd have to pull it out, but I've got a list of all these daredevil things that I love. I actually follow Red Bull. Do you know the Red Bull page? And I also follow a page called Adrenaline. There's some amazing stuff these white people be doing, man. They really know how to live life.
Yeah, no, I'll give them.
Like, you live a full
but
life.
sometimes you can't play with that. Sometimes I see them just balancing off higher places.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Why not?
No ropes on that.
Why not?
Well, one wind, boom, gone.
Well, if it's your time, it's your time.
And you don't learn from these films like Vertical Limit and that. Like, some things black people just don't do, innit? We just don't do certain things, innit?
Nah, man. I think
so. You like
I wanna live a full life.
No, no
I
regrets.
wanna go
no
to Australia. I wanna swim with the sharks. I wanna be in the cage where the shark come in and like they wanna tear off your head, Taras. Like the meat's in the meat. You're holding the meat, and the shark is coming for you to eat off your head. Yeah, because I wanna be like, right. Remember when we did that? And
yeah,
the
no,
memories, and look at the pictures and be like, and you can have a conversation. And
yeah,
like,
no, I hear what you're saying.
because the thing is, when you meet these white people and you're out, they will be telling you, oh, I ran a marathon and it was a 20K marathon and we had to climb this and climb that, and they tell you their experiences.
Big facts.
They might not necessarily tell you, what they own, but as I said, accidentally, you know what they're sitting on because of the things they do.
That's why I just do.
So you know when they say we went skydiving here, you know, skydiving there is about £1,000. Damn, you got money. Or I went bungee jumping here and I did this, and then we took a helicopter there, and then we jumped off the helicopter with our skis on in the Swiss Alps. Well, you got money. But they're living a full experience. They're enjoying all these experiences. Because, bro, life is short.
Very short.
So I'm not trying to accelerate the shortness of life, but I'm going to live a full life. So at least when I'm like 70 and I'm tired and I'm a bit slow, I can say, I done that. All right, it's my time to go now. All right, cool. I've done everything I wanted to do in this world. That's it. I don't want to be 70 and be like, I wish I rode a quad bike. I wish I popped a wheelie on a quad bike. I wish I, had some. I've got in trouble as well. I've been riding bikes and police come and rush me off fields.
Hey.
Yeah, I've dropped off bikes. Also, I don't want to live a life where I'm like, I wish I did it.
Yeah, what
regret.
if? Yeah, what if? Yeah.
What if?
Yeah. Hate that. Yeah, hate what if? Yeah.
Yeah. So, bring on the adrenaline, bro. Would you bungee jump?
I want to bungee jump, but I do want to go to like a. Actually, my bucket list. Yeah, I just said I want an alligator.
Alligator.
I want an alligator, man.
You want to own one?
Yeah, I want to own an alligator.
Why not?
Man. I want an alligator. I do really want an alligator.
Why not?
You know what, white people just call the police on me. There's RSAP, seeing that rubbish there will come for me, and that rubbish there. But I do want an alligator. But I'm in the same position you. Like, what if in it? But there's some things I just won't do.
Oh, okay.
And there's some countries I just won't go as well.
That way.
Russia, I've got no plans to go to Russia.
I'm not really here for Russia.
Middle East, I have no plans to go to the Middle East.
No, yeah.
But apart from that, I will go. I'm not really a cold person, but I would like to go to like Sweden, Norway, Finland. I wouldn't mind going there.
I've been to Sweden.
But I'll be miserable there. I know I'll be miserable.
Sweden was racist.
Seriously?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
How, man? Henrik
yeah,
Larsson.
we went to Stockholm, and one of the clubs we just couldn't get in. And we were like, well, why? They had no reason, but we were in the queue. A set of white guys came, and then they got in, and then we waited for another hour to try and get in, and just talked to the bouncer, and they were just letting everyone in. It was me and two other black mates, and just not having it. So we're like, is there a guest list? And the next people came, they were English. They asked the same thing, is there a guest list? They said no. They come in, said come this way. We just weren't having it.
Biggie Smalls said one of the most famous phrases in hip hop: "More money, more problems." Do you believe that?
Yeah, I do. I believe that. That is accurate, actually.
Okay, because
it's accurate,
100%. I don't know. OnlyFans has stopped. What's your opinions on that? OnlyFans.
OnlyFans and stocks. What related to the more money, more problems?
No. Separate.
OnlyFans or stocks or
no, it stops. It stopped like they stopped showing all the naughty content.
Oh, they've reversed that.
Yeah.
But what's my opinion of it? I have no issue with it, man.
No issue whatsoever.
Nah, do you know why? Like, sex sells. It always will. If someone ain't paying someone on OnlyFans, they're going to be paying someone on Pornhub or on any other platform. Perverts are going to be perverts. Perverts are going to keep perverting. If you want to pay whatever, £9, £10 to see pictures of someone that's on the same pictures, I don't even know. I've never subscribed to someone.
Yeah, I just understand that.
I don't understand because the pictures are free and you can see more but people say, and like when I speak to women, they say, oh, but they have like guys have intimate relationships, like, and they feel like it's real.
How? But you don't see them. You don't meet them
like
in person.
they have conversations with them. I don't know because like the money. I'm not spending money for that. I wouldn't. But where's the ROI on that?
Again, as you know, in terms of generation wealth, what us as a community, especially as the black community, what can we do to move into the next stage then, isn't it? Because again, we are getting a lot of people into tech now, isn't it? We are getting a lot of entrepreneurs now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just personally think we just need to get into agriculture more, and I think we'll be alright. I just want to know, what's your opinions on what we need to do to get to the next level to elevate then?
I think just the only thing we need is life insurance.
Big facts. Big facts. Big facts.
Just need life insurance, man. All that agriculture, I rate that, but just need life insurance and wills. Black people need to write wills and set up trust funds. That's all we need.
Very profitable. If you're gonna die, make it profitable.
Yeah, you can have a life insurance and then be paid out $500,000 or $1 million. Like, you can get $500,000 for about like £60 a month.
Okay.
Why not? Like, your kid's got $500,000 when you die. That's all you need.
But again,
then you need to also make sure your kid is financially literate, because your kid can get that and go and waste the money. I know a lot of people who, you know, they've made money from their parents' death and through probate and all this stuff, and they've flossed off the money. But then you have a set of people where I would love to inherit some money, because I know the kind of person I am. I know what I'm going to do with it. Couple buy-to-lets, couple HMOs, do you know what I mean? Maybe a yacht and some jet skis in Florida, South Beach, you know, renting them out, a couple Airbnbs. I know what I would be doing. Hey, a couple cars on Turo, you know, maybe 2 virtual assistants who work in my office and manage it all. I'm laughing. But I wasn't lucky to inherit the money, because I think God knew that I was going to go and be self-made and do it myself. But I'll be damned if my kids go and make money from my dead left and then go and waste it and just go and floss it off. I'll be pissed off. So in terms of what we need to, number one, educate our families in explaining the importance of simple things like an index fund, compound interest, the eighth wonder of the world, what it is and how to make it work in your favor. We need to explain to them that life insurance is it's non-negotiable. You need it, and you need to get life insurance before you're 30, so your premiums are lower. You need to get
plus if you're on the roads as well. If you're on the roads, definitely have life insurance.
You need to get critical illness cover, because a lot of us have a critical illness, so something go wrong,
diabetes,
before you're 40, right? You could get paid out $50,000 one time. You need to get income protection. There's certain insurance policies that you need, and I pay for them. I'm happy to pay for them. They're a big direct debit every month, but I pay for them.
Peace of mind. You never know. Again, as I said, what if?
Never know,
you
right?
Never know.
So simple things such as financial literacy and property ownership, stuff like that. At the end of the day, bro, you don't need to, in my opinion, you don't need to be this amazing entrepreneur and investor who like makes the next Facebook. Because in reality, not all of us are going to do that. You can do something as simple as buy a 1 house or 2 house if you can, and just sit on it. You buy a house at you're 30. If you're 30 years old and you buy a house and you have a 35-year mortgage, which brings you to 65, you buy a house for $300K right now, you drop $30K on it, you pay it off, and you're 65, that house would have definitely gone up at least by, let's say, about 100%. So quick numbers, right? Let's just say, for example, you bought it for $300K and it's gone up by 100% in 30 years' time. That's $600K your property is now worth, right? Then by 65, you say, you know what? I need to downscale. This house is too big, right? And the kids have gone off to uni, right? And then you go downscale and you go live in an apartment and you buy an apartment for 200K or 300K. And you have 300K left. But while you've done that, you've also remortgaged and you bought another yard, something in country, in the Midlands, Birmingham, Leeds, wherever. You might have about, in total, like 700K worth of assets. Plus your life insurance, just say it's 300K. On paper, mommy or daddy's a millionaire. All you've done is bought 2 houses. You get what I'm trying to say? You don't necessarily have to have all these things going on. Art from Basquiat, art from Harlan Miller, and holding gold, holding stocks in these companies, and holding this house here and that house here, and HMO and this development going on, and buying land in Africa, and just buy 1 or 2 yards.
But again,
and they play the long game where it brings you up to retirement, or bring the short game, accelerate it by investing more aggressively and, you know, understanding compound interest and letting your money work for you and stuff like that. But not everyone has that appetite. Some people just want to have fun. So you can just slow down and just buy 2 houses and just sit back and just let capital appreciation do its thing. Because your property is going to go up in value if it's in the right location.
In terms of property, where would you say the best is to buy it? As a first to buy person?
Say that again?
Where's the best place to buy it? Property.
It depends on what you can depends on what you can afford, really. But in terms of, like, if it's location, it's ideally you want to get something like, you know, in a good location, good transport links, you know, it's got good amenities around it, you know, good supermarkets near, a school, good catchment area. All those things are quite important for like small families who are, you know, about to put their kids through school. That's quite important. So in terms of location, it's going to be, of course, determined by where you can afford. But I would say somewhere with ideally close to a train station, especially if you're in London. Yeah, that's what I would recommend. Yeah.
Is it overground and underground?
Overground, underground, wherever, man. Where if you can find something in the M25 or even bordering it, like on the outskirts, hey, yeah, I would say just get something. Just get started. Get started, yeah.
And again, what's your opinion on charities?
Charities?
Yeah. Do you believe charities actually go to the right places then? Because again,
depends. Depends, man.
No, because as you know, you have to be a genius though. Like, Africa is the richest, should be the richest continent in the world, isn't it? 100%. Congo should be the richest country in the world.
Facts.
Do you ever think that?
And the Ivory Coast.
I didn't know about Ivory Coast.
Why not? I just know about Congo. Ivory Coast, Sierra Leone, those places with diamonds.
I know Congo because of the zinc.
Congo, 100%.
Because of the zinc. I also know about Congo.
Yeah.
But I don't know, do you think that could ever change then?
No, because of greed, man. Greed.
Is that from our own people then, or other people coming into that country?
Yeah, it's mainly from other people coming in. But it's also, again, governments, politicians, bribery, corruption, and just a small set of people benefiting from different commercial arrangements with people from overseas, just exploiting Africa.
Are you familiar with the
So that's the same way with slavery.
Okay.
If you just break it down in really simple to slavery days, what they were trading there was ivory, guns. We didn't have them. We wondered what they were. Guns, gunpowder, ivory, gold. There's a few other things that slipped my brain. But things that we wanted, Africans wanted, but we didn't have. And the white man basically said, we'll give you this in exchange for labor. Right? We sold out our own people, right? Now, there's a part of being overthrown by power and control and being outnumbered, but then there's also an element of us also supporting as well, like the whole transatlantic slavery, system. So I just think a lot of it is just to do with corruption and greed. Humans are driven by fear and greed.
Big facts.
So yeah, once someone's greedy and wants more, some people will do anything, man. And unfortunately, that might be selling out their own. It's unfortunate, but it's the reality.
Well, 2 questions before we leave. I mean, if you remember the guy Hush Puppy?
Yes. Yeah.
Legend or not legend?
Not legend. Not legend. I mean, if you're making all that money, just keep it quiet, man.
Yeah, that's in.
You don't need to be all over social media with it. Like 300 million. 300 million. You think I would make 300 million and be all over social media? More money, more problems. When you're making money, even if you're legit, there's problems. Governments want you. Governments want to cut. His tax returns aren't accurate. Regulatory bodies want to cut. Look at Mark Zuckerberg. Oh, data. You're breaching people's data. Something's wrong. They just wanted a cut. They're gonna find a problem. In Jamaica, we say the higher a monkey climbs, the more their body is exposed. The higher you climb, if you're legal or illegal, someone's coming after you. Someone wants a cut. If you're doing it illegal and you've been doing it for 10, 20 years and you're like having a good run, the government agency, someone's watching you. If you're doing it legal, something's wrong with your company. We're gonna find it. They're researching Jeff Bezos right now. They're like, oh, he's wastage.
Is that why you think he stepped down?
That's why he stepped down, of course. The higher you climb, bro, something's going wrong. We need to make money out of you. The government then, if they can't make money from you from a criminal perspective, like they can't get you locked up, they're gonna say you're doing something fraud, there's embezzlement, something ain't right, you're not reporting things right, we need to send an audit, we need to do a dawn raid, which I've seen before. Come in your company and start going through paperwork.
Oh, like Wolf Wall Street?
Yeah, I've seen that happen before, man. I've been involved with a dawn raid as a consultant.
Which is random?
Yeah, randomly, yeah. So whatever, if you're doing really well, something is coming to bite you in your ass. Be prepared for it. More money, more problems. Bro.
So you think they're going to come for Elon Musk as well then?
All of them. It's a matter of time. Eventually, right now, they're boosting everyone to go get these electric cars. Teslas. Oh, the environment, all this stuff. Tesla, right? Tesla, Neon, all these cars, right? Soon, there will be a tax on electric cars. I put money on it right now. I put money on it. Soon it will be, the batteries, the environment, or something, the wastage of fossil fuel. They'll make up something. There'll be a tax. Because people, if everyone has electric cars, right? And they outnumber petrol cars, what's going to happen is all these energy companies, EDF, all these companies, right, that supply electric, they're like, oh, there's so much more consumption now, people charging their cars. We need to impose a new tax. A new tax will be written. That's just how the economy works, man.
And then lastly, about the whole vaccine situation, do you think that was all profitable, like in terms of money wise?
I don't want to talk about it.
Because it's pharmaceuticals, isn't it? That's why, isn't it?
Yeah, money's being made, but money's not just being made by the vaccine, from the rollout of the vaccine and pharmaceuticals. Since the pandemic, a lot of money's been made from different councillors, ministers, different things. So many companies have been registered just to benefit from certain grants and reliefs and stuff that's out there. But that's a whole nother topic, man. That's an emotive topic, man.
Are you vaccine?
I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that.
I just had to ask.
I don't want to get into that.
Well, where we could be socials, man?
I'm actually not. I'm just asking. But I don't want to get into that.
No, I'm just curious.
But I'm planning to. I'm planning to. Is
it about force or you actually want to do it?
I had to do a lot of research. I'm a very skeptical kind of person.
Because I see it's like taxes. You don't really want to pay it, but you have to.
I'm a very skeptical person. And I research things properly. And I like to sit down and like literally on a Sunday, and I will go in my office and I will go through things. And I've got a folder on my desktop, which has all my reports and studies and YouTube videos and links of things that I've been watching and things that I'm looking at. Because I've got conversations with pharmacists, conversations with nurses, conversations with doctors stored, people who have got the Pfizer vaccine, different ones, right? Johnson, all different conversations I've had stored. I'm a bit sad when it comes to admin and filing and paperwork, but I've done that, right? And that's because the vaccine was rolled out really fast, and I always try and separate because there's this barbershop conversation, which is like, oh, why are you going to get the vaccine when you can still pass it around? And I've gone past that because I know what a vaccine means. And what the point of getting a vaccine? You still can dead from it. Like, it's bigger than that. Do you know what I mean? I know that with a vaccine, it's an airborne virus. You can still pass it on, right? I know how a vaccine works. So I'm at where I'm at now is I'm looking at what people who have got PhDs have said. I'm looking at people who have died from the vaccine. People who have had coronavirus in them have taken the vaccine recently and then have had a knock-on impact. That's what I'm looking at. right? I'm trying to do a deep dive analysis of the vaccine. So once I've done that and it's completed, which I'm hoping to end my research by September, I'll probably take it October, November. I'm not against it, but I've just got so many questions. I feel like it just comes so fast on us, and I haven't had time to research just because of other things and other commitments. But I'm thinking about it.
No problem. And in terms of music, who are you feeling right now, then, man?
So many artists, man. I listen to so much music because I love music and beats. I'm listening to at the moment a lot of Rod Wave, a lot of Polo G, a lot of Little Baby, a lot of Little Dirk. I'm also listening to
those are my two favorite new guys.
A lot of The Baby, Megan Thee Stallion. I'm listening to a lot of Movado, Popcorn. I'm listening to a lot of UK artists as well at the moment. Dig Dat and Digga D. I'm listening to some old school stuff. Shoki, rest in peace. I'm listening to Nines. I really rate Nines.
Yeah, so do I.
Really rate Nines.
3 Nines, man.
3 Nines, yeah, for real. Listening to a lot of who else at the moment? Just like old school culture. Sizzler. Always beat my Sizzler. Always beat my Jacure. Like not just on a Sunday, I will be driving and just holding a meds, listening to some Sizzler Kalonji. So yeah, that's the kind of music I listen to. A broad range of stuff, man.
Does anyone know you think that's overrated?
Overrated?
Yeah.
At the moment, I think Amapiano's a bit overrated. It's nice, but it's not that nice. Calm down, people. People are like, oh my God, I need to go to this Amapiano party. Like, it's nice, but calm down. Like, it's okay. But it's like funky house. It's like, calm down. People are getting a bit excited about it. And soca's a bit overrated.
Wait, no, behave. That's guaranteed dances, man.
I said that on purpose.
Yeah, I know. Lastly, last question. Then. What was your favorite era in music?
Favorite era of music? Definitely like 1990, 2000. So I grew up on like Busta Rhymes, Missy Elliott, bit of Jadakiss, D Block. That era, definitely. Because 90s dancehall as well, same thing, was amazing.
Please say you watched the verses.
Of course I watched the verses, yeah.
If music was a drug, I think that's the last time I got high.
Yeah. Jada, D Block and Dipset. Yeah, I watched that. But I mean, that was my favorite era, them times there, because I grew up listening to that. And that's what I used to like listen to and ask my mom, could you buy me that mixtape? Could you buy me that CD? Yeah. My mom bought me Busta Rhymes album and randomly bought me Cisco's album.
Into the Dragon.
Yeah. Randomly.
I think you're ready.
Yeah. Dragon. So 90s and 2000. That's all of that there. That's me.
What verses would you like to see next?
Verses I would like to see next. Oof. What, UK or?
Both.
Oh, both. Oh, man. All right. If it was UK, I would like to see. I wouldn't mind seeing, what do you call it? All right, J Hus versus someone like, I don't know, either Notes or Young Bane or one of them guys, just so J Hus could just body them because he's just amazing. And J Hus is just cold. Nah?
He's not my favorite.
I rate him.
I hear what people are saying, though, innit? Yeah.
He's talented. And then I would want to see. Obviously, you'd want to see Gigs, Dizzy Rascal, and them old school boys. I get that. I get that. But I would want to see J House because I think he's really good. I think he's talented. And then if it was rap, I mean, I feel like they've done so many rappers already. But I would like to see 50 Cent go up against someone. I would like to see Drake versus Kanye. Drake versus Kanye would be amazing.
Easily. Drake wins easily.
No, Kanye would win.
Drake wins easily.
Nah,
Drake is the best hit maker there is all time in terms of hip hop.
Drake's got hits, but Kanye's got hits, man.
I know. Yeah, I hear that.
Kanye would win.
No. But socials, where can people find you at?
Yeah. I've said that again.
Socials, man. Where can we find you at, man?
Oh, sorry. So Ambitious Dom Instagram. So Ambitious Dom Facebook. So Ambitious Dom YouTube. Literally all one word. So Ambitious Dom. That's it. GoSocialAgency.co.uk for if you got an e-commerce business. That's where you need to go to convert your traffic to customers. AmbitiousInvestor.com, which is my personal blog where I write out content every Sunday. New content for people who want to read And then if you want to watch, just go on my YouTube, and it is probably the same content that you can read, but you can listen to me talking about on my channel. Thank you very much.
Tipsy Talk, Wavy Wednesday, champagne and conversation, banter before bed. Oh yeah, don't forget, don't do that crate challenge. Here we go. Jeez, bye.